A win is a win is a win, and the Indiana Fever without Caitlin Clark go up against the Las Vegas Aces. This team can score over 20 points in a quarter without Caitlin Clark. We managed to get it done yesterday. Fourth quarter rolls around. Kelsey Mitchell goes 4 for 5 in the fourth quarter. She takes us home. Last year's MVP, A'ja Wilson, and walk away with a W, 80-70. That player right there, Natasha Howard, she came alive in the third quarter, dropping 11 points in the third quarter.
What happens when your team's star is sidelined and everyone counts you out? For the Indiana Fever, the answer was simple: rise to the occasion. Sophie Cunningham and Kelsey Mitchell didn't just fill the gap, they turned the court into their personal stage. With Cunningham's sharpshooting and Mitchell's clutch moments, the Fever made history. How did they stun A'ja Wilson and the reigning champs? Find out now.
Sophie Cunningham has been on fire these last few games. Heading into the break, coming out of the break, Sophie Cunningham has proven to us she's shooting. I am fairly confident that that ball is going to go in. Sophie Cunningham, 15 points for Sophie Cunningham, 3 for 4 from the three-point line. Sophie Cunningham has been hot to trot. Sophie Cunningham has been on fire. You ever play NBA Jam? He's on fire. She had a rough start to the season, but as of late, Sophie Cunningham, yeah, she's deserving of that starting spot, right? She's been deserving of that start.
Imagine this. The Indiana Fever were walking into a matchup against A'ja Wilson and the Aces without their biggest star, Caitlin Clark. Analysts were already writing them off. But what if I told you the game wasn't about Clark at all? Instead, Sophie Cunningham grabbed the spotlight and made it shine brighter than ever. Before this game, Cunningham had always been seen as a solid, dependable piece. A player who could give you hustle, knock down some shots, and do the dirty work. But she wasn't the name anyone circled as the difference maker. That all changed. The pressure on the Fever was sky high. No Clark, no problem. Try convincing the doubters of that. It looked like a setup for disaster with the defending champions. A team stacked with talent, ready to expose any weaknesses. Enter Sophie Cunningham. She wasn't phased. Triple after triple, she started burying bombs from beyond the arc like she was shooting in an empty gym. And these weren't easy looks either. Defenders were in her face, hands up, and she still drained them. Her precision from deep shifted the entire energy of the game.
We were down at halftime, but we came out in that third quarter, put a whooping on the Las Vegas Aces, beat them in that third quarter 27-15. Our defense held pat, our offense showed up. Ari McDonald hits a big three to ice the game. It's over, it's over, it's over. Shout out to Kenny Smith and Natasha Howard. Salute to you. There's not too much I can say other than salute to you, Natasha Howard. Let's get right into the box score. Natasha Howard, 18 points, 11 points in the third quarter, folks. 6 for 9 from the field.
Beyond the buckets, though, Cunningham's presence on the floor was electric. Her ability to stretch the court forced the Aces' defense to chase her around, opening up lanes for her teammates to attack. You could see the frustration building on the Aces' side. They were scrambling, over-rotating, and Sophie just kept making them pay. Midway through the second quarter, she nailed back-to-back threes to erase what had been a comfortable lead for the Aces, setting the tone for the Fever's relentless night. Those plays changed everything. The crowd, the energy, the momentum, it completely flipped. And here's the crazy part. People are starting to talk about her as a 6th player of the year candidate now. One performance like this doesn't guarantee awards, of course, but it forces the league to take notice. Cunningham wasn't just scoring. She was energizing, motivating, and leading a team in need of a spark. This wasn't just her best game, it was her statement game. What's even wilder, her performance wasn't a one-woman show. It set the table perfectly for Kelsey Mitchell's heroics. Taking down the reigning champs without your star player sounds impossible, right?
Kelsey, her and AB struggled the majority of this game. I gotta keep it a buck. Her and AB both struggled a majority of this game. At one point, Kelsey Mitchell was 4 for 14, I believe. 4 for 14, 3 for 14, something atrociously bad. Minimize her turnovers compared to last game from 5 down to 3. 4 personal fouls. She had 2 personal fouls in the first quarter, and then she settled down, didn't foul nearly as much. Wasn't the best game as far as efficiency goes, but for Kelsey, I mean, look, folks, and you know, I'm Kelsey Mitchell's biggest fan. I'm a fan of Kelsey Mitchell and her game. In the first half, Kelsey Mitchell was 2 for 10. Let that sink in.
That's exactly the challenge the Fever faced against A'ja Wilson and the Aces. From the moment the opening whistle blew, the odds leaned heavily against them. No Caitlin Clark, and on top of that, they were up against the WNBA's best, and at first, things didn't look promising, especially for Kelsey Mitchell. Mitchell couldn't find her rhythm early. She missed shots she usually makes, looked hesitant on drives, and by the end of the third quarter, her struggles were glaring. Just 4 for 19 from the field. Every missed jumper and forced play seemed to shout the question, could she really lead this team when it mattered most? But during a timeout, Stephanie White stepped in. Her words were simple, but exactly what Mitchell needed.
0 turnovers for Natasha Howard. There was no, let me go coast to coast, grab a rebound, go coast to coast without giving an outlet pass. There was none of that. There was none, let me dribble into a double team, look around, throw it to the other team. There was none of that. Aaliyah Boston, 6 for 18 from the field, 13 points, 10 boards, didn't get to the free throw line at all. Aaliyah Boston did not get to the free throw line at all. There was none up, I can't cap. There was none of that. Natasha Howard played an extremely sound game, and we don't win this game without Natasha Howard putting in the work that she put in tonight. Natasha Howard, salute to you.
Let it fly. She reminded her to stay balanced on her drives, and more importantly, stay confident. The team rallied behind her. Better screens, smarter ball movement, and the shift in energy pushed Mitchell to rediscover her game. By the fourth quarter, it was a different story. 9 points in the final 12 minutes. Mitchell hit huge shots, threading through defenders, and also managed to set up her teammates with 4 assists, tying a team high. Every play she made seemed to break down the Aces' confidence a little more, and while Mitchell delivered when it mattered, she didn't do it alone. Natasha Howard was an absolute force, dropping 18 points and pulling in 13 rebounds. Her presence in the paint not only dominated the boards, but also disrupted anything Vegas tried to run offensively. And then there was Ari McDonald, the spark plug. Her clutch three-pointer with 35 seconds left practically sealed it. McDonald's perfect shooting from beyond the arc, a clean 3 for 3, kept the Aces defense guessing all game long. But it wasn't just about individuals. The Fever's defense stepped up in ways few expected, holding Vegas to a season-low 54 points and forcing 19 turnovers. This wasn't just a win, it proved the Fever are more than just Caitlin Clark. The Indiana Fever just sent a message loud and clear. This team is more than Caitlin Clark. Sophie Cunningham's sharp shooting lit the spark. Kelsey Mitchell jumped back into rhythm when the heat was on. And every single player on the floor left it all out there. Beating the reigning champs wasn't just a win. It was proof this roster has everything it takes to compete, even under tough circumstances. Analysts had counted them out, but the Fever showed their depth, heart, and hunger. So what do you think this means for their playoff chances? Let me know in the comments.